Episode 50. Episode 50 of Hashtag Beer Time. Can you believe it? I can't believe it myself. Quite surreal to think that I've made 50 of anything. I mean, the last time I did 50 of anything was my homebrew, and I thought that was pretty impressive. Side note, we made a Russian Imperial Stout. But guys, 50 episodes of this. I'm super stoked. Thank you very much to everyone who supported me, to everyone who's listened to most or all of the podcasts. It's been an incredible journey. I've had so much fun, and I'm really looking forward to the next 50 episodes. I've got some awesome things lined up. Always said that once I got to episode 50, I'd maybe think about changing a little bit or introducing some new features. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to start slowly introducing you guys to new things, to new themes, new beers, hopefully. And I can tell you right now, I'm super excited. I'm super amped to be presenting what I feel is a quality beer show. I thought I'd answer a question which I get asked quite a bit, and that is, why am I doing this? Why am I doing Hashtag Beer Time? Why am I doing podcasting? And the cheesy short answer is, well, I really love what I do. I really love being in the beer industry. I mean, I love drinking all kinds of beer. And the secondary answer is that I want other people to get excited about beer as much as I'm excited about beer, because I just feel that there's a whole world of exciting beers out there that we still need to try and drink these beers in exotic places. So I really hope that you guys do enjoy it as much as I enjoy it. And, you know, thank you again to everyone who messages me and gives me words of encouragement, and also people who like sending me beer. Thank you to you too. I thought I'd dedicate this show, episode 50, to all the beer partners out there. Everyone who has to put up with people like me who take photos of beer at every drinking occasion. People who have to put up with their partners running into bottle stores or bars just to see how much the beers are on tap and which one's on tap. So I thought this would be quite a good opportunity to just say, hey, thank you to you guys for putting up with all our beer nonsense. It's not nonsense to us, but I'm sure you can see how much we enjoy and love it. Guys, that's a very long intro, but heck, why not? It's a special occasion. So, as always, do enjoy the show. It's a very short little episode, but it's a good one. So guys, let me know what you think as always. Have a good one. Cheers. You know what time it is.
What's up, beer people?
If you heard it on the Hashtag Beer Time, it's true.
It must be true.
It's true. It is fact. Please, won't you name one of your beers Cart Horse?
And just do something terrible. Just shit beer.
Stick your finger in there every now and again.
Stir it with a sock.
Every show, it feels like my first show.
Every show is a new adventure.
Having some good conversation here, Mr. Troy.
Did I make sense there? I think I did.
I love them all.
Are we off air?
Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to a very special, and I say a very, very special episode of Hashtag Beer Time. I say that because I think it's the first episode I'm doing overseas in a foreign country. Well, I'm recording one episode in a foreign country, but I say extra, extra special, not like extra, extra cold, but extra, extra special because I have a special guest on the show, and I suppose it's taken, 50 shows to get this person on my podcast, but I thought, why not save it for a very special, monumentous occasion, which is 50 episodes. So I'm going to introduce someone who I've always talked about on the show, but never really managed to get her on the show. So I'm just going to go straight into it and welcome my beautiful wife, Lauren. Hello, Lauren.
Hello, Bobby.
I don't think people can understand the nickname.
Hello, Troy.
Yes. So we are currently in the northernmost part of Thailand, in the Chiang Mai district, and actually in a town called Chiang Mai. And
Sawadee ka.
Sawadee krap. And we've been doing a little bit of missioning today, and we've come to a trendy little suburb, this trendy little district of the town. It's quite a small town, but we've always managed to find these new little hidden gems. But this is quite a trendy, upmarket kind of area where you've got coffee bars, cafes, not your traditional massage parlors and dive bars that you tend to find around Thailand. But this is a little bit more studenty with a little bit of upper class, a little bit more fancy, if you could say. And we stumbled upon this little cafe. It's called A Must Cafe and You. And I stuck my head in earlier, and they had an amazing selection of craft beer. I actually counted about 10 beers on tap. Now, for those of you who might have seen my Instagram stories, I was complaining earlier that there's not a great deal of craft beer in this country. I think simply because, one, the climate is very hot and humid, and so when you want a beer, you go straight for the lager. Even Lauren, you've been having some lagers.
Well, I've been having beer because there's no wine.
But I think also it's they have the 340 ml, and they also have their 750 ml bottles, which works a little bit cheaper. The only problem is when they bring you the beer, it gets warm very quickly. So you need to drink that bottle of beer very quickly, especially if it's a big one.
We've actually got into the habit of sharing one instead of having our own. So rather ordering a bigger beer and pouring them into glasses and sharing so that they stay cool.
Cost effective, I would say.
And cost effective.
And then second reason why we haven't found a lot of craft beer, and what the barman just explained to us now, is that Thailand has restricted craft beer, or has restricted beer consumption to, you're not allowed to produce anything under 10 million liters. I stand to be corrected, but this is what the barman has told us. And so what happens in Thailand is that people produce beers in Cambodia or neighboring countries and then import it back into the country. So that was quite an introduction. But what I have in front of me is the Chiang Mai Red Truck. It's a red ale, and because it says Chiang Mai, it's actually not even made in Chiang Mai, just because of that law. So that's quite an interesting law. I know that homebrewing is also obviously illegal here. So this is kind of like the two reasons why it's very hard to find speciality or artisanal craft beer around here. You find a lot of lagers, and I think when I say Singer and Chang, you tend to recognize those as the quite popular craft beers. But that's a lot of talking without any drinking. Lauren, I'll let you have the first sip.
Really?
Yes, of course. And you've got a...
This is a first, everybody.
No, it's not.
When it comes to beer, it's
but
a first.
I'm super proud of you, because over the years you've definitely listened to me. Well done. I'll give you a medal for that, for going on and on about beer. So I'm going to let you describe this beer.
No,
yes, you have to.
I can't. It's red in color.
That's a good start. It's an American... No, it's a red ale, by the way. So red ale. And from what I can see, it sits at 5%. Also, while Lauren's having a sip, I will say that craft beer is super expensive here. I think because, obviously, of the importing duties. The guy did say every craft beer that gets imported, whether it's from Cambodia, Japan, or Belgium, or America, they all have a bit of a stamp, or an actual physical letter stamp around the bottleneck or the can neck, just to say that this beer has paid import duties. But this beer that we just poured now is 250 baht for 500 ml, a pint. I think it actually looks like a bit of 440 ml glass. But just to give you an indication, 250 baht is about 120 rand.
No, slightly more.
Slightly more?
Yeah, with the exchange rate at the moment.
So it's about half. So we just paid
dividing by 2.
Yeah, we just paid about 125 rand for this beer. So this is probably my beer money. You know, I can either buy 6 lagers. No, not 6 lagers. I could buy about...
No, you could.
3 lagers or for this kind of price.
You
4
can buy
lagers.
6, you can buy 4, but you can buy 6 at a 7-Eleven.
Yes, so this is all my beer pocket money going very quickly. What did you think of the beer? You had a sip, you put it down?
I thought it was, it's hoppy
Okay, let me...
for me.
Hoppy for you. Did you pick up any roastiness, any red notes?
No, I'm shy.
Can't be shy in this program.
I thought that I don't know, what would you call it, the combination was good.
Okay, yeah.
And then I don't know if I had a slight metallic taste at the end.
Okay, let's give it a go. First sip, not bad. Almost got a bit of a fruity,
That's what I got on
A
the
fruit-
nose, but I wasn't.
but not in a. Not
But I'm
in-
shy.
Not an over. No, you can't be shy. I told you. It does have some of that red character malt coming through, and it's
I don't even
Sessionable?
know what that is. Yes, it is sessionable.
it's easy. It's
That's a lot coming from me.
and there's no lingering bitterness. It's easy to drink. Yeah, this is, and it's got a little bit of that red character that comes through in the flavor, and I'd say this is actually a really well made beer. And I'm gonna have another sip. And every time I have a sip, that's 20 rand.
Yeah. More shoes for me.
Yeah, something like that. But so, guys, they do have some other beers. I can see they've got some Mikkeller. They have some Hoegaarden. But this now we're talking about 300 baht, 350, and if you want that, they even have an Evil Twin. They have a few Evil Twins in the fridge. I can see they've got a even more Cocoa Jesus in the fridge, and that's 400 baht for the can. So it's, yeah, when you're on the South African rand and you convert and it gets really expensive. We've done some research and we've seen, since we've booked our tickets to come to Thailand, the exchange rate between the rand and the baht has become a lot stronger.
It's dropped like 40 cents.
And when you were here, Lauren came 4 years ago, and what was the exchange rate then?
We had divided everything by 4,
You divided everything by 4. So,
and now we're dividing everything by 2.
okay, so 200 baht would have been 50 rand, but now it's 100 rand.
Yeah,
Okay, so that's for a South African, that's quite a substantial jump.
yeah. The Aussies, the British, and the Americans are doing fine here.
Yeah, so it's okay. So the ones who've got the stronger currency can definitely still. I suppose South Africans can still come here, but it's not the glory days of a few years ago where everything was extremely cheap.
I think that just not.
We're
just
talking
about beer. We're just
alcohol
talking
wise.
beer,
Yeah.
I mean, then alcohol is generally more expensive, yeah, or the same price as Cape Town, but the food's really reasonable. So you can find a 20 rand meal that is a full Thai green curry for 20 rand, maybe an extra 2 rand or 5 rand for sticky rice. But I mean,
And
where
it's-
can you get a 25 rand delicious meal in Cape
And it's
Town?
almost like the food bazaar in Cape Town, but that's that kind of style. But you know that it's like traditional home recipe, the mom's recipe. That's the lady that every little corner shop you go around, it's the family that own the place, and it's their own family recipe, which is, I'm guessing now, which has probably been passed down, and you know you get in the top,
Well, they're
the
making-
best. You get in the freshest, the best.
They're making that curry paste, from scratch.
Every
they're
day,
not.
yeah.
They're not buying it from the store, which we learned.
Which we learned, yes, we did a cooking course. It was very hot, but we managed to learn quite a few things. Let's shift gears a little bit. We've got some wonderful snacks in our hand, but we're not going to munch in your ear right now.
I want to.
It's called the Chiang Mai Red Truck beer. It's called the Red Truck because all the taxis in Chiang Mai are the red pickup trucks, or bakkies, as we know in South Africa. And we actually caught one yesterday, and they really squeeze you in. I think there were about
Well, they're not the
12 of us in the back.
The seating's slightly different,
Yeah.
but it gets hot.
No, you sweat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's let's finish off on this beer. I mean, I'm really impressed by the quality and the style, and it is a really well-made beer. It is what it is, a red ale. It has everything that I'm looking for in a red ale, and I'm going to give it 2 thumbs ups.
Goes down a treat in this weather.
Oh yeah, needs to be cold. And actually you can feel it getting a little bit warmer. Let's look at these other 2 beers, which we're not going to open just yet. But again, the same story. They are considered Thai beers. They are marketed as Thai beers, but they are both made in Cambodia. And I'm talking about, the first one is called Alien Blood, which is an American pale ale at 5.5%. It says here, we serve for all mankind. And I think it's by Juarian Beverage. I can't read the writing here. But yeah, it says here, brewed by Kingdom Breweries, Cambodia Limited. And then the other one, what, do you want to read that into the mic?
Yeah, so this is the Wizard Beer India Pale Ale. It's also brewed by Kingdom Breweries in Cambodia. Yeah.
So we won't drink them now, but I'll have to, maybe when this podcast airs, then we'll have to have a get together with some of the beer members or people that will listen to this. It's quite interesting. We can try and unpack why the government isn't doing craft beer, why they don't allow small batch. But from what we spoke to the barman, from what he said, was that the Thai government only wants, it's such a horrible way to say it, but they only want mass-produced beer.
The only beer that's produced here in Thailand is Chang and Singer.
Yes, and I think for them that's a major contributor to their GDP. I'm thumb sucking, but maybe they don't want anything to disrupt the market or to take anything away from that. But it's very interesting, and I wonder when someone will come along and change that law or fight to change that law, just so that they can even just get small batch, home brewing, you name it.
They do seem to have strict sort of alcohol rules in general here. With the, you can't buy alcohol from shops between 2 and 5, and then after 12 everything shuts down at night.
Just explain that a little bit more, because we've gone to places wanting to buy beer.
Yeah, well, I mean...
me.
I don't know.
Especially when you're thirsty at 3 p.m.
Yeah, especially when you're thirsty at 3 p.m. and then you go somewhere and you want to buy a beer and they're like, we can't serve you now. But I'm curious to find out whether it is just 7-Elevens and supermarkets, or whether it is actually restaurants and bars.
Well,
because the restaurants and bars seem to open at about 3 or 4, and then they are serving booze, but they have to close at 12. So
yes.
That's the one thing. Everything shuts down at 12 in Chiang Mai. I don't know if it's the same in the rest of Thailand, but that period between 2 and 5, it's a strange one to not be able to buy. There must be a very good reason for it. Maybe
it might be a religious thing. But that's just something to look out. If you are visiting Thailand, make sure you watch out for that the dead hour, as I like to call it. I just made that up on the spot. Right, I think we've done a good job here. I think we've done a good little chat. How are you doing so far? You having fun?
I've had fun. I'm a bit shy still, though.
So maybe we should get you on and have a little wine segment, and then you can loosen up a bit. And then,
exactly, and then continue.
Oh, but then you don't stop. Then it's just... Are you enjoying that beer? Is it good?
It's really good. I think it might be, well, it's better than a straight Chang or Singer. So
yeah, I'm going on about this again, but it really is a pity that this is such a good beer, and it's Chiang Mai beer, but it's still 250 baht.
Can we not find one in a bottle? We
can ask him, but I haven't seen one. But I tell you what, if we do manage to find one, then we'll bring one back, and then I don't know if I'll share it with too many people, because at 250 baht, it's not going to go very far. Right. Thank you very much. I think we're going to call it a day. And thank you, Lady Lauren, for joining me on the show. How do you feel about that? The show. How do you feel about 50 episodes?
I can't believe it's 50 episodes. I remember when you started it was just Choice Tuesday, and how you evolved from that into #Beer Time, and you've done some great shows.
Oh, great. Okay.
The Too Many Murrays. And
There are too many Murrays.
And
Which one should I let go? Who should I let
Murray.
go? Yeah, Murray. Who should I cull from the list?
And I've enjoyed listening to each of them. So it's going to be interesting listening to this one.
What do you foresee happening in the future for the next 50 episodes?
Maybe a wine time.
Okay, noted. I'll speak to management about that.
And I don't know. Maybe more episodes internationally.
Maybe start looking for some advertisers.
Yeah, maybe do some shows internationally.
And get
Some more travel.
Internationally? Okay,
Yeah,
wow. I'll
more
speak to the
travel.
board about that as well.
With you obviously need your manager with you though.
Murray.
No. Damn you, Murray.
Damn you, Murray. Yeah. No, duly noted. I think we're onto something here with international travel. I think we need to do it again. Right, folks, thank you very much for joining us on this special...
Did you want another sip?
You just finished my beer. I don't do that.
Happy 50th episode. The beer is delicious.
The beer is gone. I'm very upset about that. Okay, I'm going to have to go get a Chang or a Singer all for myself. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for tuning in and listening to this special, very special episode. And we look forward to seeing you in the next 50 episodes. There's going to be lots of exciting things to come. Thanks for tuning in, and thanks for always listening. We'll see you guys soon.
Sawadee ka.
Thanks for listening, guys and girls. Make sure to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Just search for #BeerTime. That's #BeerTime written out in full. Hope you enjoyed the show, and check you next time. Cheers.